Hey friends, welcome to Circle Time. I'm happy you're here with me today. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? How are you this special day? I'm so glad you're here today. Hello, hello, how are you? I hope you guys are having a great day today. And I'm glad you're here with me today watching this video. Let's do our counting, okay? Yesterday, we had the number 5. Do you know what number comes next after 5? Let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number 6 is next. All right, and let's count to 10. We want to count higher than 6, don't we? All right, we have the first number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now let's do it in Spanish also. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Good counting. All right, friends, our letter we've been working on this week is the letter Q. The Q says qua. The Q says qua. Every letter makes a sound. The Q says qua. That's right. And we talked about some things that start with Q, didn't we? Q is for queen with a crown on her head. Q is for quilt that covers my bed. Q is for question. I like asking. And Q is for ducklings. Quack, quack, quacking. Q is for quarter and quick and quill. And I like Q, and I always will. And we also have a quail and quiet. Shh, quiet. All right, friends, we haven't practiced writing the letter Q this week, have we? We're going to write it with our finger pencils today, okay? So when we write the letter Q, we just make a circle. It's just a circle, and then we put a line across the bottom, okay? And when we do the little Q, we start in the middle and go down, and then we come up and we do a circle on the side, okay? So let's just do the big Q with our finger pencil. We're going to make a big circle. Woo! And then we're going to go to the middle and we're going to put a line through the bottom. Ready? Big circle. Actually, I did that wrong. Backwards, didn't I? Big circle and then a line through the bottom. Okay? All right. Good work. You guys practice writing your Q's, okay? All right, well, this week we've been learning about insects. We've read a story about what an insect is. We've read all about butterflies, and we're going to read another story about caterpillars and butterflies today. But I want to sing this song that I sang on Tuesday about the parts of an insect. So here's another picture of the parts of an insect. And if you remember, they have eyes, a head, a thorax, the middle part of their body, and an abdomen, which is where they go potty, right? And the middle part is where their legs usually are attached. They have 6 legs and 2 antennae, okay? And in the song, it talks about how they have compound eyes. They have eyes that have a whole bunch of little eyes in them. It's really kind of weird, different, and fun. But remember, this is how the song goes. And it kind of goes to head and shoulders, so I like to do it where I put my hands on my head, my tummy, and then my lower tummy. Okay, so let's sing it like that. Ready? Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Compound eyes, a mouth and 2 antennae, 6 legs and an exoskeleton. All right, one more time. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Compound eyes, a mouth and 2 antennae, 6 legs and an exoskeleton. All right, good job. I need to make that up so that you guys can see or sing it at home too. All right, I have a book here called Caterpillars on the Move that I want to read to you today. Okay, so they've got, look at these 3 kids that are looking at these caterpillars on a stick. And this book is by Abby Klein, and it's illustrated by John McKinley. Okay, so if you remember, the author, the person who wrote the book, is Abby Klein, and the illustrator, the person who did the pictures, who drew the pictures, is John McLennan. Mrs. Whooshy held a big box on her lap. "I have a surprise for you," she said. What do you think the surprise is? "Is it jewelry?" asked Chloe. "Is it cupcakes?" asked Max. "Is it candy?" I asked. "It is something better," said Mrs. Whooshy. "Open the box," we yelled. Mrs. Whooshy smiled, and she opened the box very slowly. "Ew, yuck," Chloe screamed. "It's full of caterpillars." She ran to the other side of the room. "I love caterpillars," said Robbie. "Me too," said Jessie. "They're so fuzzy and cute." "Can I hold one?" I asked. "Sure," said Mrs. Whooshy. Mrs. Whooshy put the caterpillar in my hand. It crawled up my arm. "Ha ha ha ha, it tickles," I said. "Can I have a turn?" I asked Jessie. The caterpillar crawled into Jessie's hand. "I wish I could take him home," she said. "These caterpillars are going to be our class pet," said Mrs. Whooshy. "For the whole year?" asked Jessie. "No, for 2 weeks," said Mrs. Whooshy. "Why only 2 weeks?" said Jessie. "They're going to turn into something else," said Mrs. Whooshy. Do you remember? What is the caterpillar going to turn into? Yeah, butterflies. I know, said Robbie. "Butterflies." Mrs. Whooshy nodded. "Each caterpillar will make a chrysalis." "What is a chrysalis?" I asked. "It's a cocoon," said Robbie. "A caterpillar stays inside the chrysalis while it is changing," said Mrs. Whooshy. "What does it look like when it comes out?" asked Jessie. "A beautiful orange butterfly," said Mrs. Whooshy. We played with the caterpillars every day. Jessie fed them lots of green leaves. Robbie found them twigs to climb on. The caterpillars got bigger and bigger and fatter. One morning, I ran over to the caterpillar cage. "Oh no," I yelled. "What's the matter?" asked Jessie. "One of the caterpillars is missing," I said. "Where do you think it is?" "I don't know. I don't see it in the picture." "Let's look for him," said Mrs. Whooshy. "Eek!" yelled Chloe. She jumped up on a chair. "What are you doing?" asked Mrs. Whooshy. "I'm afraid of the caterpillars," said Chloe. "You're such a scaredy cat," said Max. "Be nice and help us look," said Mrs. Whooshy. Jessie looked in the sink. No caterpillar. Robbie looked in the crayon box. No caterpillar. I looked in the bookcase. No caterpillar. I wonder where it went. We looked and looked, but we couldn't find the caterpillar. A few days later, I went over to the caterpillar cage. "Now all the caterpillars are missing," I yelled. Are they missing? Do you see them? There they are, hanging at the top of the cage. Oh no, said Robbie. Let me see, said Max. Where did they go? Asked Jessie. They're not missing, said Mrs. Whooshy. They aren't? I asked. Where are they? They're hanging off the top of the cage, said Mrs. Whooshy. But I don't see them, said Jessie. Each one is resting inside its chrysalis, said Mrs. Whooshy. Do you see that green pod? Asked Mrs. Whooshy. That's the caterpillars? Or that's the chrysalis? Said Robbie. Yes, that's the chrysalis, said Mrs. Whooshy. Each caterpillar will stay inside for 2 weeks. Robbie started to laugh. What? That is funny, I said. Or what is funny, I asked. I found the missing caterpillar, Robbie said, and he pointed to the ceiling. We all look up. Right next to the light was a big green chrysalis. Look at it up there. He found the caterpillar. Will it be okay up there? Asked Jessie. He'll be fine, said Mrs. Whooshy. No one will touch him for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, we all ran into the classroom. Today's the day, we yelled, and we looked inside the cage. The butterflies had hatched overnight, and the missing one was flying around the classroom. Mrs. Whooshy used a net to get it back in the cage. They're so pretty, said Chloe. I don't know why I was scared. What are you going to do with them? Asked Robbie. Follow me, said Mrs. Whooshy. Mrs. Whooshy carried the cage outside and opened the lid. Say goodbye, said Mrs. Whooshy. Goodbye, we yelled, and then we watched the butterflies fly away into the sky. And that is what we're going to do with our butterflies after they have time to dry off in the habitats that we have on the classroom. They will have a chance to, or we'll get to take them outside and let them go. It's going to be super fun to watch them fly away. All right, friends, that's it for Circle Time today, and I hope you had a good time and that you have a great weekend this weekend, and we will see you again on Monday, okay? Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, guys.